UC Davis Health brings you tonight's match between the Toros and the Republic here on ESPN+. Welcome to Papa Murphy's Park alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. 133. That is how many days it has been since these two sides last met in South Texas. Took some late game heroics and a bit of luck, but the Republic were able to secure the 2-2 draw. But Kevin, now with more than 4 months gone by since that match, what can we take away from that day?
Honestly, very little is the short answer, Rob. These two teams are both in completely different situations now. However, the one big takeaway I do have from this match is the never say die attitude Sacramento had in this game and early in the season. Down 2 goals early in this game, Sacramento just kept pressing and eventually equalized and were able to salvage a really, really difficult point on the road in South Texas. And you see this team, and I really feel it was vital for Sacramento to be in the position they are now because of this never say you die attitude. It probably saved maybe a half a dozen to a dozen points early in the season. You got to beat the teams that are below you. Right now, RGV is just that. Should be a good one. And a couple of MLS stars in the lineup. We'll have those coming up for you next right here on ESPN+.
When someone else depends on you, the question of healthcare can stop you in your tracks. But candidly, it all really comes down to one big question. Who offers the very best healthcare? UC Davis Health. Visit answers.ucdavis.edu. During open enrollment, all those questions often lead only to confusion. But when you stop and ask, who provides the very best healthcare, suddenly it all becomes clear. UC Davis Health. Visit answers.ucdavis.edu.
Every day, there are millions of stories, but the most important are the stories that impact you. Whether it's keeping your family safe,
these are the areas under a high alert because
understanding changes to your world,
and it could end up costing taxpayers more money, thousands,
or figuring out what the future holds.
Just maybe bringing new jobs to Sacramento.
At 10 o'clock, we take more time to focus on the details that impact you most. KCRA 3 News at 10 on My 58, where the news comes first.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your home bake an XL NY pizza topped with giant pepperoni and ground sausage on an extra large foldable New York style crust. Just $8. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Hey, it's Vince Bloom, and it's time for the $4 million used car sell-off at the Lasher Used Car Supercenter. With so many trade-ins, I've got over 250 cars, trucks, and SUVs that must be sold this week or sent to the wholesale auction. Starting as low as $77.77. 180 vehicles under 30 grand, 110 under 20 grand, and 15 under 10 grand. Over 3,000 new and used cars are available at Lasher.
The right car, right now.
The used car auto mall inside the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at LasherAuto.com.
A beautiful 85 degrees in the capital of California tonight here at Papa Murphy's Park. RGV, Sacramento going head-to-head here in the Western Conference Clash. Let's take a look at our Consolidated Communications matchup of the evening. We begin with Vian Bijev, who has been lightning as of late. A thunderstruck goal, you called it last week, Kevin. He's got 4 on the year.
Yeah, one of these players for Sacramento, I think when the wide play is performing well, Sacramento is super dangerous to deal with, and obviously Bijev is vital in that conversation.
Let's take a look on the other side. Chuy Enrique, co-leader on goals scored with 4, also has 2 assists for the Toros.
Yeah, another guy that scored some really nice goals this season. Can be really dangerous if Sacramento doesn't identify him early, but one of these guys that can kind of pull the strings, and like I said, had some really quality goals. This is one of them right here, just absolutely beautifully bent up over the top of the goalkeeper in the back of the net. Somebody that can punish you if you give time and space on the ball.
Let's take a look at our U.S. Bank starting 11. We begin with Sacramento and getting his 8th start on the year. Luis Espino in the midfield. How do you like him playing there?
I like him playing there. I think it's a good little addition here, and hopefully can add some possession to that midfield and also have the ability to make the right decisions to go forward at the right times.
Let's take a look now on the other side for Rio Grande Valley, and Carlos Smalls getting the start tonight, the Panamanian forward. And then Tyler Derrick, his first start in a long time after coming off an MLS suspension.
Yeah, another guy to keep an eye on, AJ De La Garza, ACL injury at the end of last season. I'm pretty sure one of these guys that's going to come out here and be a handful to deal with, kind of one of the leaders in the back. First game back off an ACL injury, so it should be fun to watch these guys play and how Sacramento can match up against them. And
De La Garza, second-round overall pick by Los Angeles Galaxy in 2009. He was traded to Houston, suffered that horrible injury at the end of the season, missed the entire playoffs for Houston. First game back, he tweeted out, Kevin, 292 days later, it's game day. We'll see if he goes a full 90. I expect probably between 45 and 60.
Yeah, an absolute stalwart for LA Galaxy during his time there. 3 championships, I believe, in LA. Played over 200 games. Still has hopefully a lot of gas left in his tank for his career. But one of these players that kind of unsung out of Maryland comes into LA, performs really well, has made an absolute fantastic career for himself. And here he is tonight in Sacramento, so it should be fun to watch him as we kick off.
And he's at the right back position. Here we go from Papa Murphy's Park. Kevin Goldthwait, Rob McAllister with you. The Toros, the Republic. Toros have not won on the road this season. They're 0-6-3. Sacramento hoping to keep them to that dismal record here as they're excited to play in the front of this crowd. Up top, Quintanilla out wide. Here comes a chance for already Rio Grande Valley, and they put one to the back of the net. The quickest goal scored ever, and now in club history for the Toros, and it comes in the first minute.
25 seconds in. We talk about this time and time again, Rob. How do you start games and how do you finish games? And obviously right now, Sacramento, you dug yourself into quite a big hole right now. And you got to figure this out. Just miscommunication between the back four. Too many gaps as the newly acquired Carlos Smalls gets in behind. Josh Cohen does not come out with conviction. Is caught between two minds and is in dead man's land. And a great little finish with the outside of the right foot by Carlos Smalls. But absolutely complete unorganization on Sacramento's part in this first minute. It's got to be better. You've got to be better organized here in the first minute.
So Small with his first goal with the Toros, and it's a big one against Sacramento. And how does the game plan change now for the visitors?
You know what? For the visit, great question, Rob. I think it's so early in the game, nothing's going to change. It's almost to the benefit of Sacramento to come out here and concede this early, as opposed to concede later in the half. You've got 90 minutes plus to try to rectify that mistake and forget about it, because it's obviously that's the thing about soccer, man. That's how quickly things can happen. So a lot of time for them to come back.
Little dangerous play in their misstep, ricochet near Enriquez, and Sacramento looking sloppy early, and they've got to pull it together, Kevin. They could be down 2 goals, nearly another dreadful mistake. Let's take a look at your Chevy Keys in the match, and they may have to change after what we just saw in the first minute by Carlos Small.
Yeah, Chevy Keys to the match. I want to focus on, we talked about this so many times, the wide play. Sacramento is so successful and dependent on that wide play. When you have your guys like Vian Bijev coming in, is a good chance opportunity to break right here.
Building. Iwasa just over the top. Otaveros comes out to play it and is able to take it away from Kim.
And the next thing is I want to see Sacramento stretch RGV tonight. When I say that, I want that front line from end to the top, from their back four into their strikers. That needs to be stretched, which will open up gaps for Sacramento. And I think it'll lead to a lot of time on the ball for Sacramento to make good decisions, and finally a clean sheet. Obviously, already not attained here in the first minute, but I think these two things for Sacramento, there's still plenty of time for them to rectify this mistake.
Bijev, the takeaway, the square ball misplayed by Wharton. Bijev going to try to go 1v1 all the way, lays it for Iwasa just in front of the 6, gets it right back out front. Comes Tyler Derrick outside his 6 and able to pick it up and keep this at 1-0 in favor of RGV.
That great driving run by Vian Bijev right there. Love seeing that from him. Get on his bike, as they say, and just penetrate down into that attacking third. Gets in behind, stretches RGV. So that final pass just isn't there.
Well, the first touch tonight, AJ De La Garza. Here's Enriquez with 4 goals on the season. Loves working from that right side. Aguilar. Garrison Echeverry, the head coach in his first season for RGV, said they're excited to come play in a place like this. There's a lot of buzz at Papa Murphy's Park. Also said the Republic play a little bit more of their style of soccer with possession base, and they can go at it. Another shot and a big save by Josh Cohen. A left-footed strike from Nicolas Pereira does not get through, and it keeps it at 1-0. Josh Cohen coming up big.
Yeah, great save by Josh Cohen. Still a lot of things to worry about here in the first 5 minutes. Too much time on the ball for RGV. Sacramento's got to get someone to step up, get the striker's head down, or get the player's head down. But a great save right there as Josh Cohen gets up to his left, uses the right arm, tips it over the crossbar. But Sacramento's got to engage quicker with RGV in that defensive third to prevent shots like that.
Todd Wharton, who's been with the club all 3 seasons, will take the corner. Low ball, back heel from Donovan. Bajev is there. Espino and Gomez looking to break. De La Garza stepping in. But they had trouble last week against Las Vegas, as Las Vegas will just lob balls over the top, look for those 50-50 chances. Did not play into the hands of this RGV squad. Meanwhile, Sacramento, maybe a little flat-footed there, was caught quickly as Carlos Small puts his first goal of his RGV career in the back of the net, and that's a difference maker. It was 35 seconds into the game. Take a look at our UC Davis Health Injury Report. Follow UC Davis Health for latest news, events, photos, and more at UC Davis Health. Starting to pile up. Clementa, Turnley, Partain, Rodriguez, Rafa Diaz, all out, dealing with several types of leg injuries. Hayden Partain is getting close. Mitchell Tainer, a little bit of trouble, goes down. Aguilar there. Aguilar pressing into the 18, gets it away to Jaime Villarreal. But look at the pressure we've seen from the Toros out of the gate in the first 6 minutes, Kevin. They have seemed like almost dominated this game. Yeah, definitely. Pressure becomes a little bit easier to put on other teams, put on opposition when you got a goal early like they did. But great press right there by Aguilar. Sees Mitchell Tainer facing his own goal and realizes that ball is probably going to be difficult to roll out for a goal kick. Puts good pressure, makes it really difficult for Tainer and Sacramento to try to work themselves out of that position. Okay. Bajev along the touchline, lets it through. Kai Green. Bajev, USL Team of the Week for his performance in the game winner against Fresno. An absolute beauty of a goal that came late, and a pretty solid performance by this Republic side. We've talked about this before, Kevin. Almost, I hate to say a trap game, because there's a lot of Dynamo players on the field tonight for RGV, but this is a team that's fairly low in the standings right now at 15. This is one that the Republic get caught up in. When it's the big teams up top, they tend to play a little better. How can they rectify that, as many of these clubs are playing the next several weeks are not in the playoff picture? Elliot Horse slips and falls. Easy play for Tyler Derrick. Derrick getting his first start of the season since coming back from a suspension. Has been with Houston since 2009. And back to Cohen. Cohen allowing less than a goal a match. That one that was in the 35-second in was the 22nd he's allowed all season. Here's Aguilar. Wharton stepping in. Pressure from the midfield has been good for the Toros early on and helped lead to that first goal by Carlos Small. Season ticket members, renew your 2019 Republic FC membership now and continue with exclusive benefits, including behind-the-scenes access, maximum flexibility, and members-only discounts. Plus, you get 10% if you renew by August 18th. Go to sacrepublicfc.com for more. A throw for the Toros here. 21 points for RGV, 40 for the Republic as Tainter will send it in to the stands. 11-5-7 after 23 games. The Toros are 3-7-11 after 21. For a club that has not had a single victory on the road this year, Kevin, that's a pretty good start for a team looking to get in one of the toughest places to play in the entire USA.
Yeah, I think that kind of chalked that up. Part of this reason right now why I think where RGV's doing so well is teams come into Sacramento. You mentioned it, Rob. It's a different environment that these guys typically aren't used to playing in. And it usually plays to their favor, and I think we saw that here in the first couple minutes. Guys probably feeling good in warm-ups. Seeing that there's a crowd here, good energy, good excitement, good vibe. And get an early goal here in the first minute.
Ball set in. Donovan back heel. A little bit of trouble for Sacramento. They cleared away as Mitchell Tainter to De La Garza. He's going to wind up, try to set something in.
God, once again, you said a little bit of trouble. Once again, Sacramento off a set piece, allowing RGV to get on the end of it.
How many players are forward for RGV? Quintanilla, Enriquez, dancing with Horde. Horde keeps him in front. Gomez steps away. Bajev will go up for it. Kai Green, very aggressive along that left back. New Jersey native, played for Garrison Echeverry in college at Seton Hall. And after Wilmer Cabrera was brought up to lead the Houston Dynamo, it's been a bit of changes here at the Toros level. 2017, this was a team that had 32 points, finished in 11th place, but under Wilmer Cabrera in 2016, they were 1 point behind the Republic, finished in second in the Western Conference. Trying to get back there. They're a bit behind this season, likely out of the playoff picture, but their focus is about developing players. Jaime Villarreal working forward. Matty Osic poked away. The step is quicker. They're a little bit more aggressive. How does Sacramento combat this and try to get it back in their possession?
Yeah, he's got to change that. The energy needs to change. I think right now RGV's doing a really good job of pressing and stepping together, doing a great job of picking up second balls. Sacramento's had a hard time here in the first 10 minutes to try to retain some possession, kind of getting the swing of things, getting the momentum, getting the feel of the game. And I think with RGV continuing to pick up second balls and not letting Sacramento get comfortable, it's going to take someone on Sacramento to kind of put their foot on the ball, slow it down a little bit. It's once again a turnover, allowing RGV to press.
Enriquez, dual nationality from Mexico and the United States. Was it the Tijuana, the B-side last year, getting a chance in South Texas. Very similar to a Vian Bajev type player along that left wing. He's aggressive, has a good first step, and good with the ball in that final 10 yards or so, just as Bajev is very dangerous. Those type of players can mean a lot for a club. Good ball here. Espino. Tough position for Iwasa, and lays it up, just a tip flow out the Sacramento Republic side.
Sacramento needs to be a little bit more patient with the ball right now, considering the circumstances. Value the possession a little bit more rather than trying to force things with difficult entry passes into Cam Iwasa, for example. I think value the ball a little bit more and work yourself back into this game.
Josh Cohen, a little bit of trouble out of the back. Enriquez. Aguilar. That goal is being scored first 30 seconds into the match, and I have to tell you the referee tonight is Farad Dotko. He's joined by Stephen McGonigal, Brandon Chapman, and the fourth official is Michael Zapata. RGV a bit more physical here to start. Hall chasing. Stays in play. Iwasa holding. He looks to turn against Connor Donovan for a center back who has 2 goals and assist. He signed with the Dynamo in May after spending the last couple of seasons with Orlando City MLS side, and of course then the USLB. Great get at center back for them. He was drafted 22 overall in the 2015 draft. He is a center back that will not be afraid to play up. Be a good matchup to watch between Donovan and Iwasa tonight. Well, every match is better with a group. Get 10 or more friends, family members, or colleagues, and get tickets as low as $12. Also, exclusive experiences come along with those packs. For more details, go to sacpublicfc.com/group tickets. The crowd starting to grow a little restless. 15 minutes in.
Got a little wind to deal with too. Sacramento's playing into the wind right now. It's not an excuse for the play here for the first 15 minutes, but it's definitely to the advantage of RGV right now. Just looks a little hectic, really, for Sacramento on the ball. Just don't look calm on the ball right now.
Well, Simon Elliott looking down the bench and telling Cole Seiler to get ready and warmed up. Could be a change coming fairly early, which would be surprising to say the least. But maybe Simon's looking for shaking things up a little bit.
Yeah, he might be looking at that center back role. So obviously, I think there's some laps on that goal. The first goal, excuse me, with the your center backs not really tuned in from the start and letting RGV get in behind you, scoring a goal.
Set piece, Warden whips it in into the 6, cleared away, offside. Mitchell Tainter went down out of the game, and it looked to be a little bit worse, but thankfully he was okay. So Cole Seiler came in as a substitute to replace Tainter last match against Fresno here at Papa Murphy's Park. And he talked about this in previous matches. It's a hard thing to swallow when you're making a substitute for a center back. But Jeb looking to keep it in play, trying to work against Kai Green, one of the better left backs in USL play. Carlos Small with such size is going to be a bit of a challenge for Shannon Gomez along that left side. So with that pace and with that size difference, how does Shannon Gomez win that battle?
I think Shannon will be able to battle him, mark for mark on that pace side of things. But the physicality, obviously, Small being a little bit bigger, more physical type player. I think Shannon just got to use his pace to his advantage. Don't get sucked into any physical battles. If he's going to back you down, let him back you down a little bit and try to be sneaky off the touch. And if he tries to turn and spin on you, you'll be able to match him step for step on your pace. But don't just engage in those physical battles. Don't put yourself in situations that aren't your strengths.
Back to Ontiveros. Enriquez. Sliding challenge from behind. They'll play advantage and move forward. Looked at cutting in. Beautiful move by Enriquez. And that first step, he's good with his left. He's good with his right. Horde and Villarreal collapsing.
Well, hold up right there by Bijev.
Villarreal coughs it up. Aguilar. Small, quick touch back to Aguilar. Aguilar will lay it up again. Chance for Shannon Gomez to recover.
I just tell you what, right now, RGV is doing such a good job of keeping the pressure on Sacramento. As soon as they lose the ball over, you still have 3 or 4 guys just buzzing around, putting pressure on Sacramento, not letting them enjoy the ball at all, not letting them have time to think about their distribution, but putting pressure on immediately and winning the ball back quickly and really allowing themselves to stay in that attacking third and get in behind. Is another good ball and a great run out of the midfield.
Lofted up top
by Perea. A great run out of the midfield by Perea.
Here's Mitchell Tainter moving forward.
And look at the pressure. You see the pressure. There's 4 guys on him. 4 guys just circling Mitchell Tainter right there.
Tough to scout for this Toro side as well, as they change formations depending on the players who have come up and down from the Dynamo nearly every week. Republic just not on the same page right now. Can Bajev do something with it? Looks for a big strike with his left foot, and Tater has to come up small to pressure. Taken down along that touchline, De La Garza. And it's pretty easy foul call on holding that leg. As Luis Espino is drugged down and some of the turf is brought up as well.
De La Garza's holding his chin there. Welcome sight. Not holding one of the lower extremities, one of the knees or ankles or anything. Both guys are up. And let's see what Sacramento does here. If they elect to just, you know, hoof it in the box, get the big bodies in there, or try to play it. At this point in the game, honestly, I would, yeah, here we go. We got Justin Schmidt lumbering up. I think you got to lump it in the box and try to get something, get a second ball.
Ball driven well. Maybe a little too well. Schmidt was looking for a call. Small on the break, so Jeremy Hall has to get back. A collision. No whistle coming. Small brings it down to the 18. Gomez has to get in, cross, lays it up. Chance for Enriquez. Stopped, saved by Cohen.
What a save by Josh Cohen. It's 2 brilliant saves so far. As Enriquez is coming up late. I think there's probably a foul on Carlos Small and Jeremy Hall initially, but Small continues the run of play and does a great job, lays it across the face of the goal to Jesus Enrique. And a great save down to his right, Josh Cohen. Keeping Sacramento in this game at this point in the game, a second goal would have been absolutely deadly. But once again, I think Josh Cohen comes up big with a fantastic save.
2 big saves tonight. The first one got through. It was a clean break from the Toros out of the gate. Sacramento's been playing behind. Carlos Small with that goal in the 30 seconds into this match. Bajev settles it down. The Fresno native has it poked away by Kai Green. Bajev looking to get right back into it. Cross sent in. Good defending again by the Toros. It'll be a throw for the Republic deep in their own corner.
Yeah, a lot of bodies in the box for Sacramento. Love seeing that. You got Cam Owasso, you have Mati Osic, as well as Espino on the back post.
Here's Villarreal, one of the most creative players for this Republic side. To me, he needs to be more in that attack, getting himself deeper into the game. Bajev, another turnover.
Great job, Sacramento, winning the ball back quickly. It's the best time to get the ball is as soon as you turn it over. If you work, I think the stats are within a couple passes, it's your best opportunity to win the ball back. You need to have that energy as soon as you turn the ball over, Rob. You can't dwell on your.
Whipped in by Hort, popped up. Cam tried to give it a go.
You can't dwell on things, be upset with yourself, be upset with your teammates. You got to tune right back in and try to win the ball back as quick as you can. Get in a position, either step, try to fill a gap, fill a channel.
Last time these two teams met was on March 31st, 130 plus days ago. Very different lineups for both teams. It's the 3rd match on the year for Sacramento. That was down in South Texas. It was a 2-2 draw. Republic was down 2-0. Cameron Owasso scored in the 80th. And then Adam Moffett whipped another ball in. And it was Connor Donovan that actually tried to clear it away. May have found the foot of Cameron Owasso anyway. So it was a 2-2 draw. Let's take a look. There's that initial contact from Small, and then a great patience and build-up lets it through. And Enriquez, a pretty good look on target, and Cohen with a fantastic save with that right mitt.
I think Enriquez thinks he's got a goal right there. Josh Cohen shows his athleticism, shot stopping ability right there, and keeping Sacramento, keeping this game within reach.
Too, when you watch Josh Cohen, he's vocal, but he's not a screamer. He's very calm in the back. Is someone who played in the back line. What does that mean? What is that like? What are the differences? I'm sure you've played with some fiery keepers behind you.
I hated screamers. I mean, not even goalkeepers, players in general sometimes, you know, lose their cool a little bit, and sometimes you just got to kind of chalk it up as that's that guy's personality. But, you know, playing with a calm, composed player was always preferred, in my opinion. just makes things a little bit more easy to communicate and to work together. You know, when someone's shouting at you, your first reaction never is to listen, you know.
Matijasic looking to break through, and another play from Omar Ontiveros, the center back positions, along with Connor Donovan and Ontiveros. They have snuffed out a couple of potential dangerous breaks by the Republic tonight. Last deflected off the Republic will be a throw for RGV. Other half of the field. Kai Green patient with it. Well, they'll send it all the way back to Tyler Derrick. Gordon and Jordan James scored in that previous matchup against the Republic. Gordon was on a penalty kick. This one finds Josh Cohen. Republic in 6 matches against RGV, 3-0-3. They have never lost to this side. Currently sitting in 4th place. This would not be a time to have that record, that streak, be broken. Cohen with his left foot looking for Hort. Hort will take it off the bounce. This is a little bit rare for the Republic. We've seen them dominate first half so many times this season, Kevin. What's the difference tonight?
It's a great question. You know, I don't know if it's just the energy coming out. I think at the end of the day, what my first thought is just how well RGV is coming out. It's been a little bit of some sloppy mistakes like we just see right here. But I think RGV has come out and really put pressure on Sacramento. Made it difficult for them to settle themselves in. But you're right, we've never really seen any team come in to Papa Murphy's Park here.
Here's a turnover, taken away. Ontiveros coughs it up, but Jed made good. And now Cameron Loss is looking for some help. He's going to send one right toward goal as it sails away. Just did not have a teammate running with him that he could find in a little bit of room. So Tyler Derrick will see it sail over.
Now, don't mind that from Cam Iwasa. You got your striker peeling away, bit of a counterattack. Not many great runs across the face of the goal. He's got Matijasic as well as maybe Espino on the back post. You know, don't mind that. Like to see him find target, at least test Tyler Derrick.
Well, it's interesting because you see Espino actually playing out wide, where Matijasic flexible for Simon Elliott, but you have him here playing behind, and that will go out of play. But talking to Ivan Bajev, he said it's opened things up with Matijasic and Bajev himself out on the 2 wings. It said it makes defenders try to choose and leaves one of them open, or potential for Cam to go one-on-one. But here tonight, a little bit of adjustment. So how does Luis Espino fill in a role to create some space and maybe draw some defenders?
Espino, I think, just needs to find himself on the ball as much as he can as it's coming out of the back, rather than picking up second balls. He's got to find it from, you know, a Jeremy Hall, find it from a Mitchell Tainter or a Justin Schmidt, and then try to connect with a Cam Iwasa or a Bijev.
How aggressive the Toros have come out here tonight. Kai Green will be whistled for the foul, but as soon as the ball is up, there's a white jersey right in the neighborhood.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, RGV is tonight, of that first step, that first wave of pressure, and then there's a second wave of pressure. And Sacramento's having a really difficult time with that second wave. That first wave is just enough to get you off balance. And then as soon as you get your head up after you beat that first wave, you got him coming back right back down in front of you. It's become real difficult for Sacramento to keep possession.
Gomez finds it at his feet. To Hall in the midfield. It's a good ball. Tanner switches right back. Moving in, laying up for Espino. Nearly a collision. But Tyler Derrick goes to ground, able to pick it up.
Decent idea there by Shannon Gomez. A great little switch ball by Mitchell Tainter. Just trying to slide Luis Espino in, and a good run. I like that run from Espino. I think that's where he excels, in those little short combination plays. But just a little heavy, obviously, from Shannon Gomez.
And while RGV may be down in the Western Conference standings, this is a team that's been playing well as of late. They went 6 straight matches without a defeat. They hadn't lost a game since June 16th before the loss last week against Las Vegas on the road at Cashman Field. This is probably not that type of team that should be where they are in the standings, but with so many changes, so many players moving up and down, there is likely a reason that this team has not succeeded, where in 2016 they did not have the movement between MLS and USL as they had this year. And for you, Kevin, how does that play a factor? Because a lot of guys in and out of continuity, and they've played and weathered through it. Really, during the month of July, they played fairly well.
Yeah, I mean, it's super difficult to deal with players coming and going week in and week out, where, you know, one week you got to line up and the next week, you know, maybe you build some momentum, build some positive work and some positive vibes off of one week, and then you got a player leaving, and all of a sudden that whole system is thrown for a loop, and you've got a player that's gone, and you got to fill that spot back in with whomever it is. They may match, they may gel, you don't know. So it's really difficult as a manager to get any sort of momentum and consistency. And I think this year's been really difficult for RGV to figure that out. Just another silly ball.
Shannon Gomez, well, Garrison Echeverry played MLS, played USL, played indoor, has had plenty of experience as a player. Came on as an assistant at Seton Hall, and then took over as the head coach. One of the star players, of course, was Kai Green, as we mentioned earlier. And here he is getting his first look at the USL level. And he has his team well prepared tonight. They're looking much better than they did a week ago against Las Vegas. Looking to lay it up at the overlapping run. Left-footed ball sent in. Schmidt goes to head. Back heel. A little nifty move. Matijasic able to get it. Sacramento on the break. Crowd loving it. Can Sacramento convert? Moving forward. Espino. A little bit of traffic as Warden comes all the way back to help. And Espino's whistle for the foul into the 18.
I like that energy from Espino. See him take that ball his first few steps. It's really penetrating type run where he's got, you know, Todd Wharton on his back, chasing down. He knows he's got to get in behind him if he wants to have some sort of effort on target. So love the first piece of energy and action from Espino on that break. Just at the end of the day, that final pass, final shot sort of situation where I think the decision could have been a little bit better. Maybe cut back or pull the trigger and try to get a deflection and try to just get something through on Tyler Derrick's goal.
Carlos Small, the header, the lone goal tonight, coming that first minute of play. Things have settled down here a little bit for Sacramento, trying to take advantage of the mistakes the Toros have made. There have been very few tonight by the visiting squad.
Four guys run the ball every time for RGV. Doing a great job of making it difficult for Sacramento, give them no options to play out. And at a certain point in time, you got to maybe shift your tactics a little bit, Rob, and stop messing around with the ball in the back and just hoof it up. Give Cam Iwasa, use his athleticism and try to win balls off of him and then go. Skip the midfield at this point. Maybe that's a discussion that's going to happen at halftime. We got 15 minutes to go here. But RGV's doing such a good job of closing things down and making it difficult for Sacramento to play out of the back. You know, maybe Simon start thinking about, or his staff start thinking about, just let's change some tactics and let's make this thing simple and try to stretch the field that way.
Well, the Toros have had problems with teams who do just that. Foul and Small. Easy whistle for Farad Dotko.
RGV just looks really organized too, Rob. You see they're set up right here.
Espino keeps it in play. Kai Green with the hold. Dotko blowing the whistle.
I like to see Espino fight through that. You got acres of space in front of you. You know, with RGV's back four running down, shoulders facing their own goal. It's unfortunate there for Kai Green. Does nothing. Only thing he can really do is try for the grab, but I want to see Espino fight through that, be a little bit stronger.
That's a pretty good foul by Kai Green. It could have been trouble for Tyler Derrick.
Yeah, and gets away without a caution. But really, I mean, RGV, what I was just talking about, how organized they look from the back to the front. Very organized, very disciplined, compact. It's going to be difficult for any team to try to break that down.
Yuri Matijasic over the ball. Swinging right foot, back post. Here's Bajev with the swing on the follow-up. Here's Tater. Here's Bajev. A block and a big save by Tyler Derrick.
Unreal save by Tyler Derrick. Love the activity, too, by Sacramento. Got Mitchell Taintor up there. So silly foul by Sacramento, allowing RGV to relieve pressure, but great little sequence there by Sacramento. Starts with a good ball in. Bajev finding himself on the back end of this thing. Deflects, comes out. I believe it's Espino coming in. Getting a shot. Maybe it's Villarreal, and a great job by Mitchell Taintor. And a great touch by Bajev. Does everything he needs to do and gets his laces over the ball. Just a great kick save by Tyler Derrick.
Man, I don't. He just saw, I think, right in front of him. I think you go 2 inches to the right or left, and it probably is through.
You know, I can't fault anything on Sacramento what they did. That's a great job by Mitchell Taintor keeping that ball alive. And a great decision, too. Rather than try to put it on target, brings it across the face of the goal to a wide-open Bajev. Bajev has time, has the composure to bring it down with his chest, and still has time to get his laces through the back of the ball. Just unlucky, hits it a little bit, you know, those situations, it's almost like you hit it too clean, Rob. If you hit it just a little bit less clean of a shot, maybe it slices off your foot or hooks off your foot into the side netting. But in those situations, all you really do is like, let's make good contact, bring it off my chest, make good contact. I think the skill that Bajev shows right there was just a little too skilled of a player almost.
And even though he didn't score a goal, it might have been a momentum changer for this Republic side. It's been outplayed by RGV, who's looked solid this first half hour in. Things have settled down a little bit in the last 5 minutes.
Absolutely. I think it's definitely a little shot in the arm right now. You got the fans, the crowd a little bit more energized right now. Let's see if Sacramento can feed off of that.
Espino giving it a run. Kai Green. And Espino. And the whistle will blow to be a foul on number 11, Luis Espino. Espino's come up with 2 big goals this season for the Republic. One was a game-tying goal after giving up a very early goal to Tulsa, and then it was the game winner against Fresno, down in Fresno the first time the two sides met. Was in the lineup today to see if he can produce a little bit more magic for Simon Elliott in this Republic side. Cohen gets it away quickly as pressure was coming.
Still distribution right there. It's a bit not strong for Sacramento. You want to see your goalkeeper be able to clear your line in that situation, and look where the ball is right now. And once again, RGV doing a great job of putting pressure on Enriquez over there. But that ball needs to be a little bit crisper, but from Josh Cohen, clear some lines, get it up to Cam, and see if Cam Iwasa can bring it down and try to make some runs off of him or combine off of him.
Uncharacteristically a little bit off for Josh Cohen tonight.
Completely agree. Cohen's usually pretty solid distribution out of the back. Once again, another turnover for Sacramento.
Matijasic gets more. Here's Cam working against Donovan. Talked about that matchup earlier. Lobs it up over the top. A good chance for Sacramento. Tyler Derrick just there a little bit too heavy, but Villarreal was making a pretty good run. Sacramento starting to make those better runs. They're getting in space. They're finding their opportunities now.
Well, even I think tactically, you got some adjustments potentially being made here by Simon Elliott. I don't know if it's his decision here, but you've got Vian Bajev and Luis Espino have flip-flopped, switched sides. You know, going back to that inverted winger sort of mentality that we talk about every week, and get Bajev on that left. I love Vian Bajev playing out wide left, coming on his right foot. So we'll see how, you know, if that pays any dividends here. You know, maybe it's just a situational thing right now, or maybe it is Simon Elliott telling these guys, let's see if we can get something out of some sort of adjustment.
Well, Vian Bajev has never been a winger throughout his entire career. Would play a 10 role, would play out front as a lead striker, number 9 essentially. And this is the first season. He said, you know, Simon Elliott, Ben Ziemer came to him and said, we're going to put you out on the wing. And he was a little hesitant at first, and he's loving it. He said there's a lot more opportunities to go 1v1 than he ever imagined. And he said, I'm here to help score goals and create plays. Here's Espino's going to give it a crack, and did not take a deflection off of Kai Green, so it will be a goal kick for Tyler Derrick and RGV.
Yeah, and even Bijev, I think it kind of harks back to the tradition of Sacramento. I think we've always had that you know, outside mid. However, I think this season you've got Bijev. It's a quick ball here by Tyler Derrick trying to sneak something. I think Bijev's playing a lot higher, almost like a withdrawn striker where we're playing 3 strikers up front. You got Camelos to the point. Typically you have your Bijev, your Espino out on the high flanks right now. But in the past we've seen, you know, Danny Barrera playing out on the midfield role where typically Sacramento wanted him to tuck into that midfield, get on the ball, and be the maestro a little bit. I think it's kind of what Bijev's doing, but playing a little bit higher up the field. In the past also you had Rodrigo Lopez. It's a good chance for Sacramento to keep building the ball. And Simon's just saying, press, get in the box.
Espino is going to cut this one in. Chance for Iwasa, pops up high. Just could not turn out. A little bit of contact pushed him backward.
But that position for Bijev, it's actually really suits him because the time that he gets on the ball and his ability to run at somebody 1v1 in these situations where he's able to get, you know, 2, 3, 4 steps going. No one better in the USL, in my opinion, going 1v1 at somebody from the outside.
All kinds of space for Espino. Has Matty Osic in front of him. Matty Osic going to turn to his right. Tries to cut one in. And mistakes starting to pile up for RGV now. Can Sacramento capitalize? But you're right, that first step, we haven't really seen that. James Kiffey was a bit like that. Not the paciest player out on the pitch, but man, that first step where he would get you each and every time. And Bijev's able to be a little more dangerous as you can go with left or right.
And Bijev does this, you know, if you really study how Bijev plays and look at his film, I think it becomes a lot easier and predictable. But he does it still time and time again. And it's the same setup. He takes 2 or 3 steps, 2 or 3 touches, and there's a drag with the right foot and then a little step over with the left that is absolutely deadly. And has had so much success this year going 1v1 off that one little move. Allows Bijev, by the way, to go left or right.
Enriquez into the 18. Enriquez looking for a shot on goal, trying to curl it in the upper corner.
It's a good little effort right there by Enriquez. Just can't get the dip on the ball.
And the man they call Chewy, just 20 years of age, grew up in Newark, California. And he's come on strong in the last month here for this Toro side.
He does a lot right there, Enrique does. So Enriquez just can't get the dip on the ball to get it up in that top corner, but that's the right sort of angle, the right sort of mentality I think you want to see from your left winger going 1v1, pretty dynamic.
Bijev against AJ De La Garza. De La Garza falls back. Much crisper play from the Republic in the last 15 minutes. And maybe about 10 minutes, 30-minute mark is when things started to change a little bit. Throw it to Jaime Villarreal, high boot, no whistle.
Super hard ball to deal with from Elliot Horde. The ball's bouncing up to Villarreal's chest. You know, even if he doesn't get a boot on that ball, Wharton, I believe, it's still going to be difficult for Villarreal to bring that ball down. The throw-in really lets Sacramento down in that situation. Just looks like, once again, we talked about it before, but no one really wants the ball in that situation. You see guys kind of passively hoping somebody else steps up and, you know, checks and makes the run.
Something building for the Republic. It's Gomez, lays it off for Bijev. Bijev's with a left-footed cross. Good defending De La Garza. You're not going to get a whole lot by number 21 here tonight. One of the better defenders MLS has seen in the last 7 or 8 years. Bijev short corner. Matty Osic back to Bijev. Bijev's going to look to whip it in. He's going to find Elliot Horde. That's going to be a tough ball to play, but
just think that ball woke Elliot up, as opposed to Elliot being on his front studs, hoping that the ball's going to come to him. I think that's probably a common theme here for the first 45 minutes for Sacramento. Everyone seems to be reactive rather than proactive. And to be fair to Sacramento, I think RGV's done a fantastic job here in this first half, putting pressure on Sacramento.
I don't even know if the Republic were expecting this type of performance out of the gate from RGV. Probably from what they've seen the last couple of weeks, it was not a team that came out super aggressive. Here they are tonight, swarming each and every time. For that first 20-25 minutes, it was all RGV. Sacramento still right in this thing, just down a goal after Carlos Small put in the back of the net. A beautiful build-up 30 seconds into the match. Yeah, and even to be fair to Sacramento too, I think Bijev had a really good opportunity to equalize with Tyler Derrick. It's just a little bit better, but you know, whether Sacramento should expect certain play or not, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter, Rob. Whoever you're playing, whoever you're stepping onto the pitch with, it doesn't matter. You got to come out week in and week out and put your best foot forward and go out there and play your best. It's not going to happen all the time. Yeah, but you say that, and I can't imagine there weren't games when you played MLS for 7+ years that there was teams below you in the standings and you just didn't get up for it. Absolutely, and it's human nature. It happened, but I mean, as a manager, it's got to be absolutely infuriating. But you do got to understand that it's going to happen, and you're going to play poorly. You're not going to play great every single week. But in my opinion, if it's a mentality thing, if it's somebody if you're not getting up for this team, if it's a catch you game, you know, a gotcha game with the team coming in midweek, and you got, you know, bookended with other big games. At the end of the day, you've got to trust that your players are going to go out there and try their best, and at least put their effort out there. The technique might let you down sometimes, but the effort's got to be there. This one extra minute of stoppage time brought to you by Rayleigh's Something Extra. Earn points every time you shop with the rewards program. Sign up today at Rayleighs.com. The Republic sneak one in here in the final moments of this first half of play where they're down a goal. Still just looks stagnant, anemic. No one's making runs. The whistle's going to blow probably the next opportunity. Sacramento continue this, keep it in play, is looking to turn as a Espino. Rondaka will let it go one more time. I imagine this might be the last kick coming of this first half. Full highlights, news, and notes around the USL coming up at the break. And Frogotko blows his whistle, so after 46 minutes or so, it is the visitors, Rio Grande Valley, with the lead. Carlos Small with an electric goal to get things going here. 30 seconds in, we'll have your halftime highlights coming up after the break. You're watching the USL on ESPN Plus between the Sacramento Republic and Rio Grande Valley Toros. The visitors lead 1-0. Don't go away.
Happy birthday, Daddy. Love you, Zoe.
When someone else depends on you, the question of healthcare can stop you in your tracks. But candidly, it all really comes down to one big question. Who offers the very best healthcare? UC Davis Health. Visit answers.ucdavis.edu. During open enrollment, all those questions often lead only to confusion. But when you stop and ask, who provides the very best healthcare, suddenly it all becomes clear. UC Davis Health. Visit answers.ucdavis.edu.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your home bake an XL NY pizza topped with giant pepperoni and ground sausage on an extra large foldable New York style crust. Just $8. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
It's the Power Buy sale at Mattress Firm. We bought some of our best-selling mattresses at unbelievable prices so that we can pass the incredible savings on to you. Right now, you can save up to 50% off all brands. Like a Beautyrest Recharge Hybrid Queen mattress, now only $7.99. Or a Serta Memory Foam Queen mattress, now only $397. Hurry, once these beds are gone, they're gone. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
Hey, it's Vince Bloom, and it's time for the $4 million used car sell-off at the Lasher Used Car Supercenter. With so many trade-ins, I've got over 250 cars, trucks, and SUVs that must be sold this week or sent to the wholesale auction. Starting as low as $77.77. 180 vehicles under 30 grand, 110 under 20 grand, and 15 under 10 grand. Over 3,000 new and used cars are available at Lasher.
The right car, right now.
The Used Car Auto Mall, inside the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at LasherAuto.com.
USL matchup here at Papa Murphy's Park between Sacramento, Rio Grande Valley. Let's take a look. The first half highlights brought to you by NorCal Honda. And it was a quick start for RGV and a break out of the gate, Kevin. A beautiful build-up all the way from the midfield. And it was Carlos Small on the end of it, his first goal in USL play.
Yeah, just a delayed run from the outside coming in, getting right in between Justin Schmidt as well as Shannon Gomez. Catches Sacramento sleeping here in the first 20 seconds. And a nice little cheeky finish with the outside of the right foot, beating Josh Cohen.
So Sacramento trying to catch their breath after that goal 30 seconds in and swarming RGV with the pressure. They had good looks and they were going from just about everywhere. Another fantastic outreaching save from Josh Cohen. That would have found the top of the corner.
Yeah, a great strike right there. And really, I think Sacramento needs to put pressure on the ball a little better. And then one of the final chances for Sacramento, I think there's a foul probably right there from Small on Jeremy Hall. But still, take a look at this save down to his right. Josh Cohen, the athleticism and the shot-stopping ability keeps Sacramento in this game with only a 1-goal deficit, but a great save right there by Sacramento, by Josh Cohen.
But how about Sacramento? They build up their own, start to figure things out just about the 25, 30-minute mark. Cameron Lawson would look for it, didn't have help.
Yeah, I think that's pretty showcases what really happened here in the first half. And here's the best chance for Sacramento. You got Pijev going in, you got Villarreal coming in. Great ball across the face of the goal by Mitchell Tanner, and a wonderful save by Tyler Derrick. Showing his class and his quality. Tyler Derrick is keeping this thing, keeping his side up 1-0.
MLS level goalkeeper. They will get those opportunities and take the best of it. So there are your first half stats, and it's interesting to see. We saw the visiting team come in, looked like they dominated most of that first half, but Sacramento owning possession again, started to settle things down and started pushing their direction. They had better opportunities, the momentum was in their way. And so can Sacramento take what they did in the last 10, 15 minutes and turn it in for the second half of action. This first half stats brought to you by Lasher's Elk Grove Subaru halftime stats. Well, 4 goals, 3 assists on the season. Beyond Bajev has brought a tremendous offensive presence. Sacramento, but his creative playmaker has logged a lot of frequent flyer miles just to get here.
Born in Bulgaria. The national sport there is soccer. That's all everyone does. It's the country's pastime. I moved to the States when I was 5. That's when I started playing competitively. I was able to be seen by the national team coaches. And then being on the national team and having gone on a couple trips is what got the European eyes on me. I went on 6 or 7 trials. Liverpool was actually my 7th trial. Did really well, scored a lot of goals. They offered me a contract on the spot. Once I had signed that professional contract, there was like no doubt in my mind that that was what I was supposed to be doing.
Bijev cuts, plays it across, oh, it's in!
Then I couldn't get a work permit the first year I was there. So for that first year I went on loan to Germany and I played with Fortuna Dusseldorf in the 2nd Bundesliga. So after Germany I went back to Liverpool, couldn't get my work permit again, so I ended up going to Norway. Went back to England and then stayed there for a year and a half. And it was an amazing experience playing for Liverpool's U21 team. And then finished in Liverpool, and then I went to Bulgaria for a year and a half. After Bulgaria, kind of got tired of the whole European lonely journey, so I decided to come back to the States.
And Bijev cuts it back to his right foot, outside the area, gets it back. Bijev just outside the 18, a shot and goal! William Bijev found a little space and he took it!
It's definitely made me hungrier in terms of wanting success and wanting to win things and just keep getting to the highest level that I possibly can.
Welcome back to the halftime report. Propa Murphy's Park Tower Bridge Battalion trying to figure out how they can rally this team here for the second half of action. Let's take a look. It's hard to imagine 21 weeks into the USL. Let's take a look at the best of last week.
Save! Owen Fun Williams kept that out.
Second time, and it's blocked.
Wow, what a save from Wazinski there.
And another save for Lopez. Estrada, save! Fettelson!
Nachimpong, left-footed ball, saved!
Starikov, save! Ranchitsing. Spark the counterattack the other way. Christian Duke couldn't get there. Great move. T2 on the move. It's a 2-on-1. Still with it. T2 all the way. Oh my goodness.
To free up Sam Hamilton, and now speaking of freeing up, here's Shane Malcolm. Malcolm with the left foot scores!
What a tremendous goal from Shane Malcolm, absolutely beautiful.
Jeb looking to work some space, but Jeb's gonna give it a go! Beyond the Jeb with his fourth goal of the season, and it's an absolute beauty.
Another chance, and San Antonio FC delivers!
But Desmond will send it across. Adi on the header, and Pickens makes the save.
And again, it's a teasing ball towards the back post, and Ferrigno somehow, some way, tips it over the bar.
Troyer! Oh, a spectacular save by McGuire.
Mohamed, no.
Oh! Danny Lane, great save.
5 players, edge of the Tampa Bay penalty area, and oh, what a goal! And it's Nana Adakora. Pushing upfield, to the top by Venegas, and it's in for Indy. McInerney on the doorstep.
Well played into the box for Asante, knocks it down, and it's in the net.
Burt crosses this one, far side for Uso, into the back of the net!
Nice little touch.
To Francois, drive
there it is!
It's outside of the house, have the lead!
Not down, Illich stabs it back, Davis!
Gonna be the one to hit it. Here we go. Uh-oh, the toe poke.
It's 1-0 here. Rio Grande Valley with the lead against the Sacramento Republic on the road, playing well in that first half of action. Sacramento trying to figure it out in the halftime. Meanwhile, let's take a look around the USL, some of the news and notes and the happenings that are taking place around the league. And a lot of big matches here in week 22. Talked about 2 at the top. If you look at Phoenix, Orange County, and an opportunity for a couple of these teams to create some distance. It's been tough in the West this year, but meanwhile, Texas, a couple of new teams coming in. The head coaches have been named, and they're getting ready for next year. But now this, Chandler Hoffman starting in Southern California, Alabama. Is there a pressure, like a Rodrigo Lopez as being that initial signing of a team? Is that you're that first guy?
Well, you're going to be the first guy, so you got to go out there, and there's going to be added pressure on you to go out and perform and get some goals and get some results. But cool to see the game going back to Bama, and hopefully some good things happen down in the South.
You're hearing the cheering in the background because one of the season ticket holders just won season tickets and $500 hit the top crossbar as part of the challenge. Anyway, let's take a look at our USL save leaders entering tonight. Josh Cohen, number 2 in the USL, 72 going into this game. He's got 74 after 2 incredible stops already in this match. But again, we've talked about how good Josh Cohen has been. There's no doubt about he's one of the tops in the league.
Yeah, absolutely top in the league. You know, the clean sheet numbers, the stat that I look at first and foremost. And he's done a great job so far. Kept Sacramento in the game.
And beyond the Jeff, USL Team of the Week after scoring the game winner.
Team of the Week, I think it's rightfully earned. Let's see if he can kind of maybe try to come out here, make it 2 for 2, put in a good 45-minute shift, get a goal, change the landscape of this game here tonight.
4-2-4. That is the record when Rio Grande Valley scores first. Sacramento hoping to add another loss, maybe the third on the year for this side. We've got second half coming up. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, it's Vince Bloom, and it's time for the $4 million used car sell-off at the Lasher Used Car Supercenter. With so many trade-ins, I've got over 250 cars, trucks, and SUVs that must be sold this week or sent to the wholesale auction. Starting as low as $77.77. 180 vehicles under 30 grand, 110 under 20 grand, and 15 under 10 grand. Over 3,000 new and used cars are available at Lasher.
The right car, right now.
The Used Car Auto Mall inside the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at LasherAuto.com.
When you're ready to buy a house, a mortgage from U.S. Bank could help make it possible. And a dedicated financial partner will be with you every step of the way. See about pre-qualifying today. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
When you set out to find new roads, you can't do it alone. You need a partner on the journey, one you can count on. More and more people are finding themselves in a Chevrolet for the first time. Trying something new can be exciting, empowering, downright exhilarating. See for yourself why Chevrolet is the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall.
See your Greater Sacramento area Chevy dealers.
It's the Power Buy sale at Mattress Firm. We bought some of our best-selling mattresses at unbelievable prices so that we can pass the incredible savings on to you. Right now, you can save up to 50% off all brands. Like a Beautyrest Recharge Hybrid Queen mattress, now only $7.99. Or a Serta Memory Foam Queen mattress, now only $3.97. Hurry, once these beds are gone, they're gone. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
Just moments away from second half start here, Papa Murphy's Park. Rob McAllister alongside me, Kevin Goldthwait on ESPN Plus for this matchup between Rio Grande Valley and the Sacramento Republic. It was Carlos Small with the strike in the 32nd into this match that was the difference maker. Let's take a look at our Western Health Advantage upcoming schedule. Quick turnaround for Sacramento on Wednesday. They head to the Midwest, take on St. Louis. This was a club. They were up 2-0 here at home, Kevin. Ended up tying that game 2-2 at a draw. There was a little bit of a heartbreaker for this Republic side. Payback on the minds of this team.
Absolutely busy week coming up. Short week with midweek game and then coming back against Galaxy. So it's going to be a tough run here, but you got to start picking up points as playoffs are absolutely right on the horizon.
Well, 4 of those 5 teams not in the playoffs right now. But they've got to take care of business here tonight. They trail by a goal. Second half starts. Jeremy Hall looking for Vian Bajev, but sends it quickly out of play. They've got to shore up the mistakes, Kevin.
But you see that right now. Rather than dwell and try to play out of the back, I don't mind that at all. Let's start, taking the path of least resistance. Clip that ball, try to pick up a second ball in the attacking third, and put something on target.
What did you like from the Rio Grande Valley Toros in that first 45?
I think they caused so much pressure, caused so much fits with the pressure that they put on Sacramento. And were able, as soon as they turned the ball over, they had 3 or 4 guys always surrounding the ball. And made it really difficult for Sacramento to get anything going, any sort of momentum, any sort of joy playing with the ball.
And what did you like for Sacramento?
I think Sacramento really didn't do too much, but I think the fight, they stayed with it. And it looks like coming out here in the second half, what I want to see, what I think they started to do towards the end of that second half is play a little bit more direct, stop playing with the ball out of the back, and hopefully try to stretch RGV that way to find some gaps. And once you start to play direct too, Rob, by the way, sometimes it leads to a freedom in the middle of the pitch to start to play a little bit more. As RGV starts to second guess, or your opposition starts to second guess and always thinks that you might be playing it behind him, so there's just more space created. And so maybe that'll open up things for Sacramento here in the second half.
Schmidt sends it upfield, making a break for it. Cameron Wassa, he's onside, colliding with Donovan. Donovan goes down holding his left knee. And maybe just a bit banged up. Going to be a throw for the Republic. One substitution, Manny Padilla, the 22-year-old out of Compton, California, replacing AJ De La Garza, who played his first 45 minutes of action since tearing his ACL in the season finale with Houston. Missed the entire MLS Cup playoffs, making his return after 200+ days, getting back into shape. And Padilla gets ahead to it, drafted 89th overall by Houston in the MLS draft. Played up north here, University of San Francisco. He's at the right back position, in for AJ De La Garza. That's the only substitution we've had here at the halftime. A little combination play here from Sacramento. Wharton steps in front of it, Jaime Villarreal. And whistle blows.
It's not a bad foul there by Tanner in that situation. You're so high up the pitch as a center back. No need to be patient right there. If you're patient, you're going to get caught out.
Republic on a 5-match unbeaten streak. Perfect in July, trying to continue that here, but they're down a goal. Carlos Small, first minute of play. Able to find the back of the net. 2 big saves from Josh Cohen, and then a wonderful kick save from Tyler Derrick to keep the clean sheet for the Toros. Hord's going to spray it up, looking for Matty Osic, who has a little bit of space. Confusion coming along that back line with Omar Ontiveros and Tyler Derrick. It'll be a corner kick for Sacramento. A little nerve-wracking for the Toros.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler Derrick kind of caught between no man's land. We saw it earlier with Josh Cohen. You see him come out onto Ontivero as well. Does a great job with the tackle, but Tyler Derrick gets bailed out a little bit. But like that direct play by Sacramento.
Ball coming in. Mitchell Tainer is up in the air, left for grabs. Here's Bachev. Just sprayed it over the top bar there. That's a tough ball to strike as you try to clear a defender or two.
That's one of those two. That's nice. Is that a side volley, or do you bring it back, put it in front of you a little bit, or position yourself to get in front of you to have a strike? And it looks like Bajev's kind of caught between two minds. Elects for that side volley. It's always difficult to keep that ball down.
And Wassa was to his left, but may have been a step offside.
Yeah, don't mind that shot at all. Like to see it on target, obviously.
And Kai Green was having a few words with his teammates, asking who was marking number 20 for the Republic. Seems that Sacramento get those set pieces. They're finding some space, Kevin. You almost feel they can win a little few more, trying to earn some corner kicks, earn some set pieces.
I'd even like to see Sacramento get the tempo going, get the energy up, rather than wait for these set pieces. Get the ball in play and start moving quicker. And don't let RGV get back and get set.
Jeremy Hall came in as a substitute last time these two sides met. Adam Moffett got the start in that role. Luis Espino in place for Christian Isley tonight. Hort, nifty little move to Yuri Matiasic. Sacramento may have something going here. Strong strike, and it's going to be a deep throw. RGV on the year, 21 points, goal difference of -3. This is their 22nd match of the season. Bajev being held a little bit by Manny Padilla. Back heel, finding Gomez. Lopped it high and hits the back of the net. Was looking for a run.
And that's what you get when you don't get a natural left-footed player playing on the left left back position, getting up, trying to serve a ball.
Josh Turnley still out with a hamstring injury. Elliot Hort playing well. Shannon Gomez playing so well.
And Shannon does everything else so well. It's just the one asset that he doesn't have. He doesn't have the ability to serve a good ball in with that left foot under those circumstances. I think Shannon, once he has the ability to take a touch and set himself up, he whips in a decent ball. But on those one-time balls where you have a split second to think about it, struggles just a little bit.
Here's Justin Schmidt just going right through the heart of this RGV midfield. They're able to pick something up. Mitchell Tainter comes in strong. Hitting the deck hard is Pablo Aguilar, and he's still down. Sacramento will play on. Villarreal trying to get something going. Little misstep. Matijasic has this from space. Can he find a corner? And it's Tyler Derrick into the arms of the goalkeeper. Easy play, but trying to make something happen. Yuri Matijasic able to find just a little bit of room.
Yeah, does a good job, Matijasic, in that situation. Finds his way, wiggles through, finds just a little bit of space. Got a half a yard, have a strike.
And Pablo Aguilar is still down, the 23-year-old from Guatemala. It may have been hit as Mitchell Tainter came up. Not sure if he took one to the head or not.
Yeah, it looks like Mitchell Tainter came through and just cleaned everything out, including Pablo Aguilar. Looks like he might have took a shoulder, or took Mitchell Tainter's shoulder to the head. Looks like he's just a little bit groggy.
You know, concussion protocol. I know there was something during your time in MLS that was not really thought about as much, and it's a much different outlook nowadays. We talk a lot about it in the NFL, a little bit in baseball, catchers will take it at times, but soccer, it's rarely talked about. It's plays exactly like that.
No, it's
don't seem violent, but they're just as dangerous.
No, it's starting, I think, but I think soccer in general has been a little bit on the back end of adapting to the concussion symptoms that a lot of players, you know, you deal with. I think if you played, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years in soccer, you're going to have a concussion. Here's a look at it right now. See Tainter just coming through, just catches his shoulder. I mean, that's a pretty significant hit right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think he should be returning to the match. Either way, he's walking back in, and that's exactly where you don't have that space. The Sacramento looking to go over the top. Tyler Derrick will grab it around the 6, but there's no baseline to see exactly where Pablo Aguilar was the start of the match, especially with what's happening in football. And they're doing it at the high school level to see, you know, where is that baseline start, and then if is he off,
all these
then
guys,
you know to pull him out.
All these guys have done the baseline testing, Rob. They all have, but I think it still needs to be some sort of protocol needs to be put in place.
I mean, he came back within 5 seconds. It's got to be a little bit alarming.
I completely agree, and then, you know, there's no bigger cheerleader for this than Taylor Twellman for ESPN, who went through a significant concussion injury, a few of them, ended up being the reason why he had to stop playing. And there's a few other guys in the league, teammates that I've had, that have had some serious, significant symptoms from having a concussion and then coming back the next week too early, or in that same game coming back too early and really affecting themselves.
Luis Espino.
And we're talking about the brain. You know, you're not talking about an ankle, right? You're talking about your brain, where these guys couldn't be in rooms that had light for 12 to 18 months. I mean, it literally just put them in their room, and that was their recovery and rehab, was just wait it out and see, you know, check weekly, check a couple times a week. But I mean, some significant injuries.
Here, chance for Sacramento. Tyler Derrick. It was Cameron Wasson making a run, got a bit bumped off his line, but just a step off. That could have been a 1-to-1 Sacramento.
Really good defending by Connor Donovan right there, in my opinion. Does a great job just breaking that run from Kamawasa.
Down goes Enriquez. But that was a pretty significant blow. Mitchell Tainter may be one of the strongest, biggest center backs in the USL. And Aguilar goes down quickly with a pretty strong hit to the head, and yet he's back in the game after essentially a quick look. He's holding his eyes. He's clearly dazed, doesn't feel good, and 2 seconds in, you're back in the game. The USL has to be a little bit better at regulating something like this, or players are not going to come out themselves. These guys want to play, but maybe to their own safety, to keep them out of the match.
Yeah, there's got to be a better system put in place. I don't know what the answer for that is. But right now, I think you're seeing a pretty good bar or example set with what NFL does. Got movement here for Sacramento, which kind of agree with this decision right now. Like seeing what Kevin Aliman has done since he's been back. Espino's been decent night, really hasn't done too much on either end of the ball.
So Kevin Aliman, who was out with a knee injury for most of this summer after a hot start, 1 goal, 1 assist. His first game back was last week. Here goes the Toros. Looking back, Kai Green with it. It'll be a goal kick for Sacramento. So Aliman, born in Costa Rica, moved to Canada, grew up to the north, played in Costa Rica the last 4 seasons, and now has found himself here in Sacramento. Tried to do a little too much last week against Fresno. Hopefully he's calmed down here and able to use his skills to the best. And so Carlos Smalls with the game's lone goal comes out of the match. It'll be Darino James to come into the game here for RGV.
Get a look right here. Great finish. Carlos Small, early in his career here in the States, gets on the board.
Public with their first substitution. The Toros with 2 now. As Hall will send it backwards to Josh Cohen. Five years of glory celebration continues Saturday, August 18th against Los Dos. We'll highlight top moments of club history as, again, they'll wear the all-black jerseys, anniversary kits. Tickets, ZachRepublicFC.com/glory. Tainter and Justin Schmidt, center backs tonight for Sacramento. Carlos Rodriguez still out with that knee injury. Cole Seiler is coming as a substitute when needed. Kevin Aliman adds a bit of pace, has a good touch over the ball. I think one of the best things Kevin Aliman does is loft those crosses in over the box. Gives a chance for the other side to make something happen. Jeremy Halbajev still swarming. Aguilar.
Just look right now. It's just the build-up for Sacramento, the patience, but just look at how well organized RGV is.
Shannon Gomez trying to find a little bit of room. Going to leave it for Hall. And again, a good step coming. And now moving forward, here comes RGV. The breakneck pace by Enriquez. Will lay it off to the left side to Quintanilla. Quintanilla is going to look for his right foot. Mitchell Tainter gets in front of it just in time.
But a great job by RGV. Just that was a wonderful example of how to stay patient and defend and wait for that one pass and an opportunity to go. And then when you do, or you're able to make that step, you go with pace. But it's just a flat back four that's really well organized and right in front of them. Not much space between the flat back four and your midfield four. So there's no gaps. Hard for Sacramento. Hard for your, your Villarreals, your Mariasiches to find space and to get the ball at their feet. So really well defending, really good job defending here by RGV.
Schmidt's been given some time, little through ball.
That's fortunate for Sacramento. As that ball, if that doesn't get touched, it's going over for a goal kick. And it's just a forced pass.
Nicholas Pereira may have gotten a toe on it, so it'll be a corner kick for Sacramento. They've looked good on set pieces. Aliman comes up for a potential short kick. He'll fade back. I like Mariasic on these corners. I think Pajev sends a nice ball as well, but Pajev much more dangerous at the end of these things.
Some miscommunication there between RGV. Looks like it goes out off of Jorginho James for another corner kick.
James, a 24-year-old from Jamaica, also in his 3rd season with this club. Looks for Cameron Watson, sneaks it in! And that is the all-time record for the Sacramento Republic with 27 goals, surpassing Rodrigo Lopez.
It's a great ball in the box. I believe that comes from Elliot Horde. Just played back. He's got pressure coming. And it's an easy ball to whip in the box as Cam just peels off, goes to the back post. Elliott Horde, good ball in the box, and a great finish. Kamawasa fighting guys off, lays out, gets his head on it, puts it right across Tyler Derrick's face, and he can't get a hand on it. Here's another great look at this. Simple, out of the schoolyard play, ball played back, easy short corner. Look at this effort here from Kamawasa. Diving header right across the face of Tyler Derrick. Great goal by Sacramento.
Talk about some of the runs. These are the type of plays I know you'd like to see more from Kamawasa, because he can be so dangerous, not only at his feet, but with his head as well. And a perfect example of what you can do when you're in that right position.
Yeah, it's just as simple, you know, starts with Vian Bijev and Elliott Horde being on the same page, and it's a simple ball laid back, and that's something that guys work on in training for the opportunity for Sacramento to play, because they're keeping the pressure on, which I love to see.
Kai Green looks to send it out of play. Another corner kick for Sacramento. These set pieces have been key tonight.
Set pieces have been key, and hopefully they can continue to roll this momentum. But that ball played back, it's a great piece of skill by Elliott Horde. It doesn't take much to use the weight of the ball coming back to you to whip it to the back post, as we saw Elliott do. And a great little curling run by Kamawasa to get to the back post. And you see the physicality that Cam has. If he can get himself to make those runs consistently.
Ball sent in. Matty Osage there for Iwasa again. Tripped up in the box. No whistle coming. Aliman will look to track down as Aguilar gets to it first.
It's a great opportunity for Kamawasa. I think that ball goes between his legs.
Shannon Gomez will send it back. But Cameron Iwasa, his 11th goal in USL play, his 12th of the season overall, had one in US Open Cup. Cameron Iwasa also leading the USL in shots taken. A big goal there has this crowd of buzz at Papa Murphy's Park. Bijev battling. Tied at 1. A misstep from Gomez. Aliman able to find it.
It's too casual, so it's already starting for...
And Manny Padilla goes down hard. There's going to be a yellow card against Kevin Aliman. So this game's first.
We talked about this all week last week. It's just it's too casual on the ball. You got to have some urgency. You got to value the ball. He's looking to do the phenomenal little flick with his back heel around. Hopefully this wakes him up a little bit. Another look at this right now. I don't think it's too much malice in this. He just steps on his heel a little bit. Yeah, maybe there's some malice in it.
61st minute when that goal was scored by Cameron Iwasa. The first of the night came from Carlos Small, 30 seconds in. RGV looked good. That's first 20 minutes. Sacramento calmed things down in the second half. They've looked like the better team and have been strong on set pieces. It leads to what we just saw a couple of minutes ago. We are now tied at 1. As Cameron Iwasa stepping in front of Tyler Derrick, as Derrick just gets it away. Brings it down. Aguilar looking forward. Paul needs to recover. Into the corner it goes. Good defending, still battling. Enriquez has been a pain in the side of that back line for Sacramento tonight. Very aggressive play. Out of it goes into the stands from Connor Donovan.
I see RGV right now. They're doing, well, not necessarily parking the bus, Rob, but they're definitely stacking those two walls. Back four in the midfield four, making it real difficult for Sacramento. Probably looking for that counterattack at this point. Tell you what, if they continue to play like this, it's going to be a long 25 minutes to get out of this game unscathed without conceding one more goal. Soft.
Todd Ward was waiting for it. Bijev just trying to find some speed. Kai Green, Wharton in the neighborhood. Bijev still playing with it, push down, and Kai Green will be whistled. A little frustration there coming, and that's the type of plays I think you want to see if you're Simon Elliott, as you know you're starting to frustrate the opponent.
Yeah, I think great piece of skill from Bijev. Like to see him get the ball off his foot a little quicker.
Looking to get to Aliman Padilla. He'll shield Aliman from an opportunity. Foul starting to pick up. Just one yellow card tonight, though, Kevin. A bit surprising. And you know, as the game starts to end at the end here, they start to accumulate a bit faster. But a fairly clean game between two sides. It looked to own possession, try to control the ball.
But I mean, it's a good sign for Sacramento, really, to see RGV really start to get frustrated, I believe.
Looking to lay it up. Good shielding by Jorginho James. Stepping in front. Quintanilla. Back to Gomez now. Gomez going to put it into the corner for Yuri Matiasic. Donovan has to come all the way over. Padilla then recovers. Matiasic looking for some help. And he goes down. Albeit, I don't know.
There's grabbing on both sides there, but you know what? If you're Manny Padilla, you got to know it's going to be coming. That the contact's going to be coming. They're going to look for the contact. It's going to look right here at that goal. Great finish by Cam Iwasa, getting that record-breaking goal. Look at his battle off Kai Green.
27th goal of his Sacramento Republic career. Congratulations to Cameron Iwasa. What a season he is having. The local product, grew up in Sacramento. Started UC Irvine. Signed in the offseason after spending a year with Sporting KC, mostly with Swope Park Rangers of USL. Aliman, good driven ball, hammered. There's a chance for Jeremy Hall. What a fantastic header and an even better service coming from Kevin Aliman, and it's 2-1 Sacramento.
It's a great set piece. We talked about it, Rob. You mentioned it in the second half. Set pieces are going to be important for Sacramento. Here we are, second goal coming off a set piece. You get Jeremy Hall. Not your prototypical guy that's going to find himself on the end of these set pieces, but does a great job. Finds some separation. Great ball in the box, by the way, by Aliman. Finds some separation, snaps it down to his right. I think Tyler Derrick's got to do better with that. Unfortunate for him, but Jeremy Hall, good things happen when he put the ball on target, and that's a prime example why I always harp on players finding target. Goalkeepers aren't going to be 100% making every single save they need to make, but it's a great piece of skill by Jeremy Hall. The technique right there, snapping it down on the ground and keeping it on target, making Tyler Derrick make a save, and he can't make a save.
Iwasa was right there in the neighborhood as well. Jeremy Hall, his second goal of the season, second assist for Kevin Aliman. Good to see number 10 back. And now we're starting to see some more changes coming from Simon Elliott, as Aliman has moved out to the right, but Jeff now back to the left.
Now, once again, getting that what we saw from the beginning of the season, these two guys playing on opposite sides. But going back, that's a great ball in the box by Kevin Aliman. And it's always, Sacramento's always been lucky and fortunate to have quality set piece takers. And I think we've been missing somebody to whip a ball in with his left foot like Kevin Aliman can.
Good combination from Sacramento. Iwasa finding Bajev. Bajev, look at the cross. Just trying to make something happen there, but this game is completely flipped on its head from the first 10-15 minutes of this match. It's a completely different game.
First 45 minutes of this half. So we've seen this is the Jekyll and Hyde that we've seen, except the script's been flipped a little bit, Rob, where the first half they didn't look very good, Sacramento tonight, and the second half they come out and look completely energized. And in the past, we've seen them look phenomenal in the first half, and they come out and look like a completely different team on the flip side of that conversation, not in the good category. And hopefully they can continue to keep the foot on the gas with 20 minutes to go and try to get themselves another goal and really separate themselves from RGV.
So Cameron Iwasa got the first for Sacramento. Jeremy Hall got the second. Another corner kick for the Republic. And this has been a troubled spot for RGV all evening long. And Sacramento capitalize again.
Well, once again, this in-swinger from Aliman. Let's see how these runs look. The runs have been fantastic off set pieces here in the second half.
Iwasa goes near post, looking back post. There was Hall, spraying out is Schmidt, who tries to keep it in play and will not get to it.
Wonderful ball driven in the box. It's a shame that no one's making that far post run.
Season ticket members, renew your 2019 Republic membership now and continue with exclusive benefits, including behind-the-scenes access, maximum flexibility, and member-only discounts. Plus, you get 10% off your 2018 playoff tickets if you renew by August 18th. Go to sacrepublicfc.com for details. This team has completely flipped the script here tonight. From a slow start, and give a lot of credit to the Toros. They came in, they were organized, they swarmed, they had nice build-up play, good combination. Sacramento weathered that storm, only allowing that goal in the first minute. Give credit to that defense. It's been so solid, one of the best all years long. And here we go. They continue to have this type of attack. Shannon Gomez making runs. You've seen them go from making mistake, Cohen out of the back a little bit shaky, to now finding it and putting it all together. It's pretty rare that teams flip so often in one match.
It's been an interesting season, interesting middle part of the season where we've seen it so many times where Sacramento has looked one way in one half. And we talked about the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde approach for Sacramento, which isn't what you really want to be known for. But kudos and credit to the guys too for, it shows like don't get down on yourself early in this game. Stay with it. You've got 90+ minutes to come out here and try to make up, amend for that goal that you conceded early in this game. And I think we talked about it early in this half, like the stick-to-itiveness of this team and the mentality that we've seen to always fight throughout the 90 minutes, whether you're playing good or bad. And we've seen Sacramento early in the season really, steal a few points here and there just because of their energy and attitude. Is a high boot right here. But I think we see it's a good example here tonight. And I think Sacramento's finally, on the right end of this Jekyll and Hyde personality flip where we're seeing Sacramento finish on the right end of that. So good news. Hopefully they continue. I would love to see them continue to keep their foot on the gas and keep the momentum going, because I think what we're really seeing right now too, Rob, is the energy that RGV's put into this game with pressuring, and as much as they pressured, you're not going to last the full 90 minutes. They made their changes, right? They made 2 changes already, and still just looks like there's just not much left in their tank and in their legs. And Sacramento's got a great opportunity to pounce on that.
Quintanilla has not had much success in the second half of putting that pressure on. And Republic, to their credit, have looked good in set piece. They've won many of those 50-50 balls. And defensively, again, we talk about not only Jekyll and Hyde nature, but even though it's more on the attack side, Kevin, because if you look at the amount of goals they have allowed this year, it's quite minimal. In fact, they've only allowed 3 goals once, and that was in that devastating home loss, the only home loss of the season against Reno, where they scored 3 goals in that half. Other than that, it's been 8 shutouts for Josh Cohen this season. I mean, it has been a fantastic back line. Even though there's been some changes, that back line and Jeremy Hall, really the defensive men, have been extremely solid in giving them a chance each and every night.
Yeah, and then that's what you want. You can only ask for that. You got to give yourself a chance. And also what Josh Cohen's done this season has been, absolutely kept the team in games when I think Sacramento shouldn't have been in games. I think on the other side too, Cam Awas has done a great job. Remember the OC game earlier in the year where Cam, in the 70th minute or so, 80th minute, pulls off this great run where I'm even saying, like, slow the ball down. Cam goes in and scores a great goal. So I mean, these guys on both ends, from top to bottom, are doing a great job of keeping games close and keeping themselves involved in every single game where there's an opportunity to get some points out of every game.
Obviously, we're a little bit biased as we see him nearly every night. Diego Restrepo, I think, is right up there. Fabian Serta, but Josh Cohen, goalkeeper of the year conversation.
Yeah, he's got to be in the conversation, in my opinion. I think if you look just the games where he's made some, whether it's 1 save or 2 saves, those saves in some of those games early in the season, Rob, were absolute game savers. And credit to Josh. I think you can probably look and count on 2 hands the amount of points that he's kept in Sacramento's pocket.
And even tonight, we had the big save. He had actually 2 big saves in the first half. You're right. I mean, it's easy. It could be 3-2 the other way. And
first
mind
one,
you,
and the goal. I mean, it's that's you know, tough. Yeah, 1v1. You came out. I think he came out maybe a little bit without enough conviction. Was caught between two minds, but still, it's the first 20 seconds of the match. It's hard to get yourself ready to have a game-changing moment. Action at that point.
And here's the third and final substitute for the Toros as Monday Edom comes in, and it's Aldo Quintanilla who is out of the match here. The 20-year-old from Nigeria. Played with Orange County last season, 17 appearances, 2 goals. It was one of those. He's one of those early signings by LAFC and then loaned out. Sacramento down a goal early in this match and have scored 2 here in the second half. Then a 7-minute span. Cameron Iwasa in the 61st. And then following up was Jeremy Hall, his second on the year, with the 68th-minute goal from Kevin Aliman, who served a beautiful ball in. Cameron Iwasa with his U Republic all-time leading goal with 27 on his career. And Yuri Matiasic being carded there.
Yeah, Yuri's looked relatively aggressive
A yellow card was issued in the
last few minutes.
To number 23 from the Republic MC.
Calm down a little bit. Careful here not to get a second yellow. See him just grabbing. See the frustrations right there by Yuri. I think that's once again kudos to RGV and how well they've defended and how well they've put pressure on Sacramento. Really hasn't given Yuri much space to operate in, to do what he does best.
Little misstep almost by Tyler Derrick, and Cameron Iwasa was right there. But Jeff company, they've got plenty of room here with space as Yuri's trying to find a breaking. Villarreal brings it down. Derrick comes out, and it was Kevin Aliman, excuse me, who brought that ball down just a bit too heavy. Probably would have had the game's 3rd goal if he had it down a moment sooner. Padilla moving forward, strong tackle coming from Bajev, and Farad Dotko is going to call over Vian Bajev, and if that's going against Bajev, that's going to be his 5th yellow on the season, and he's going to be suspended for the game Wednesday against St. Louis, and it is. So he'll serve that 1-game suspension on Wednesday at St. Louis as Vian Bajev picks up his 5th card of the year. Jeremy Hall and Shayna Gomez each had 4, but because of good behavior, they had those taken away. But here's that strong challenge by Bajev, got ball.
Definitely embellished a little bit by Manny Padilla, but still that's from behind. Dangerous tackle.
Jeremy Hall made.
Tell you what, honestly, it might not be the worst thing in the world. Sit Bajev, keep him at home this week. Don't go down to St. Louis. Get a little break. Keep him fresh for the next couple games. I'm an optimist, Rob.
Always looking at the other way. So Christian Isley coming in.
Yeah, you see this substitution coming after Matiasic's recent infractions.
I think Matiasic is a little bit frustrated tonight. I don't think he had the space he was hoping he could work through. He didn't get it at his feet a lot in that 10 role that he was playing for most of the match. And so he comes out. That's a 3rd substitution for Sacramento, but RGV looking to make something happen. They'll earn a corner kick off that set piece as Todd Wharton goes out to try to get this thing tied up for the Toros, who scored the game's first, Carlos Small. But Sacramento has owned this second half of play, and they lead 2-1. In swinger. Bouncing around, in the way, defended, blocked nicely. Elliot Horde and Josh Cohen there. Ball not quite done yet. Villarreal sends out a play, a throw for RGV.
10 minutes to go here, Rob. It's going to be super important
Wait. Deep throw to the head of Bajev. Shielding his Isley. It's exactly what he's in there for. Trying to give Cam Iwasa a little bit of rest as Iwasa will probably come back. And you'll see number 9, Christian Isley, play up top. But very interchangeable between those two players. We've seen Isley in the lineup, out of the lineup for a few months. He's worked his way back in. Did not get the start tonight, but is a key substitute. And a set piece coming along that touch line.
That's such a bad foul in that situation. You got 10 minutes to go. It's just, you know, in my mind, that's a little bit lazy, tired. It's a good touch here. You got Elliot Horde on that post doing his job. But that foul right there, Mitchell Taintor, don't want to give set pieces away. 10 minutes to go in this sort of game.
Richmond, Virginia native to take it over the stop. Horton taking his time, waits for the whistle. Will look for a break in the back. Will send a hard charging ball in. Mitchell Taintor gets to it, gets an applause from the crowd, but not quite done yet. The Toros continuing to have a good run of form here in the last 2 minutes. Decent defending. Isley trying to control it. Now Aliman looking ahead. He's going to spray to Bajev, and a buildup coming. Tackle from behind. Aliman goes down, which is a bit nerve-wracking for Sacramento as he has been dealing with that knee injury. There'll be a caution coming against the Toros, and it'll be handed to number 14, Todd Wharton.
That's a good chance to break. A really good ball by Kevin Aliman. You get a look right here. Gets his head up, sees the streaking.
A yellow card was issued in the
just a late tackle.
Number 14 from Rio Grande.
You gotta hope that Aliman's able to get back up, because that's exactly the leg that he had been dealing with that injury.
There's maybe some game management here as well, Rob. Opportunity to kill some time off of this.
Sometimes those early goals, they don't feel great at the time, but also you can pretty much forget about it, especially second half. It almost feels like 2 games ago.
No, I mean, a goal in the first 5 minutes, it's one of those things you think about it, it sounds terrible, it sounds horrible, it's not how you want to start. But if it's that early, it's almost like you forget about it quickly, and you get them in the energy, and you get in the feel of the game, and it's something that's relatively easier to think about overcoming than a game like or a goal, excuse me, in the 45th or 6th minute, you know, killing out that first half. So I mean, Sacramento, we've been on the wrong end of that a few times this year.
So Aliman appears to be okay, which is the good news for the Republic. Looking to get it to Isley. Otiveros on this touch line. RGV looks so good. That pressure was tough to deal with for Sacramento, but you're right, they may have lost a little bit of steam, and you can only keep that up for so long. And now the Republic look the ones that have an extra bounce in their step, just laid it up. James able to find it. Now it's Padilla along this right touch line.
And really the worst thing about when you start to get tired legs and everyone's still thinking that they want to step is if you want to have successful pressure, everybody's got to commit to it fully. It's a great little piece of skill right here to win the ball back for RGV.
Monday Edom now across it. A hard charging ball sent in, and it was Aguilar with a good look. Just missed target. It would have tied this at 2-2.
Does not miss by much. That's a great piece of skill by Enriquez right there. Good ball in the box. And you get a look at this right here. That's served in the box nicely. Good weight on it. And Enriquez inside of the right foot. Does not look like this misses that upper corner by much.
Yeah, you're right. It was Chuy Enriquez. Aguilar was there as well. Pereira is the one who served it in. Enriquez has looked solid again tonight. Edom now causing a bit of fits for this back line as he came in on his substitute just a few minutes ago. Still plenty of time for the Toros. Padilla tried to send it crossfield. And here's the pace of Aliman, runs into Pereira. Pereira is down. Sacramento, can they take advantage? Donovan cuts just in front of Christian Isley to stop what would have been a pretty good break for the home side. Neither team has a substitution left, and Nicolas Pereira is still down.
His team wants nothing to do with him being down. Continues to play.
Josh Cohen got a little sloppy, and hard charging comes Aguilar, and Todd Wharton was right there as well. And Pereira is still down, holding that right leg. Just played 3 games with the Toros last year.
Get a look at this. Kevin Aliman comes in, probably studs up a little bit. But you know what? Pereira's got to have some professionalism. Get up, walk off the field, and deal with it. You're wasting time for your own side. Sacramento, we're totally fine with it. You know, anytime these situations happen, you got to kill the momentum, kill the pace, kill the speed of this game. That's in Sacramento's benefit. And you know, if I'm anybody on RGV right now, I'm lifting my guy up and rolling him off the field so we can continue to press and to fight.
So I'm going to ask this. No other sport does this. When you get a little stinger, soccer players love to put water on it.
I hated putting water on any.
What does that do?
I have no idea. I didn't do it. Didn't work for me. I have no idea. Like the magic spray.
Is it holy water or something? Is there? I don't know.
Don't know. Frankly, I mean, that's
getting answers here. Kevin Goldthwait. I've just, you see it so often, and you see the spray and stuff, which is fine, but.
No, I generally, you know, maybe a little cold water, like, you know, anything like ice, obviously that same sort of thought, you know.
Yeah, but ice, it's got to be on your leg for a while to reduce any swelling.
I'm not a doctor, Rob. Not a trainer. I do think it's silly equally as much as you do.
We're going to get the answer here. As Edom comes out to Toy.
You know, maybe that situation too, there could have been some blood, right? You never know.
Okay.
Studs up. I like to give these guys the benefit of the doubt sometimes. Nah, actually, I don't like to give them the benefit of the doubt. He needs to get off the field.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know when that.
Give it a little rub, get off the field, buddy.
Yeah.
Let your team keep going. That takes the whole pace out of the game. And honestly, I don't know why anybody on RGV did not say anything to him. To Pereira.
Well, they had good momentum for the first time since the 20th minute.
They were doing well the last 5 minutes. You know, the 80 to 85th minute, they were doing well. They're putting pressure on Sacramento.
There he is, Nicolas Pereira, waiting up for Padilla. Good ball from Jaime Villarreal. The jab into the corner has a little bit of trouble, but he'll let it fly out of play and earn a throw for the Republic. 4 extra minutes of stoppage time, brought to you by Rayleigh's Something Extra Rewards Program. Earn points every time you shop at Rayleighs.com. Deep throw looking for Isley. And Donovan will watch it for a goal kick. So still 4 minutes for RGV, or for Sacramento to get one more and put it away. Tyler Derrick had a clean sheet going into the 60th minute, and Cameron Iwasa with a sensational header. They gave him number 11 for the year and tied the game. And then 7 minutes later, Kevin Aliman with a service that found Jeremy Hall. And it's 2-1, just like that, Republic. Schmidt battling with Edom. Edom has so much strength and so much pace. Gets behind Schmidt. Still left up there for Aguilar. Aguilar looking to turn with his left foot. And we'll send it to the middle of the park as Iwasa comes back, and we'll send it into the stands. But how about Edom here has had a real impact on this match since coming in late in the second half.
Yeah, some fresh legs. He does exactly what you want your striker to do, coming in, you know, with 20 minutes to go or so. Getting in behind, making it difficult for the opposition to play out of the back.
Padilla and Shannon Gomez, and holding and throwing Schmidt down to the ground, and now a good set piece coming for RGV.
Just got to work your legs. I think Justin Schmidt's a bit unfortunate there, but you got to work your legs a little bit.
And maybe a better matchup to put Tainter on this side. So Todd Wharton for the Toros here, who are down a goal. Tower Bridge Battalion cheering loudly on the north end. Republic will watch this one low, and Mitchell Tainter will send it out of play, and it will be a corner kick. The throw just at the edge there, so a throw coming, deep throw. Schmidt, rebound here, coming back. Otaveras, a bicycle kick over the top. Would have been a beautiful kick from Kai Green. Just missed it.
And going for the sensational right there. Tough set piece sequence there for Sacramento. You got the ball whipped in. Hard for Mitchell Tainter to try to figure out what sort of surface he wants to put on the ball.
RGV still going with it. Shannon Gomez mishits it. Can Sacramento hold possession here? RGV has looked good the last 10 minutes of this match. Coming in hard is beyond Bajev. Trying to draw something was Padilla. Isley will come to it. Jorginho James now holding Isley. Isley strong and putting it into the corner. Good job by Isley. And here's the foul coming, the set piece, and more importantly, the clock continues to tick.
That's exactly what you want your striker to do, to come in there, use your body, get in between the ball and the man. And you've got Manny Padilla coming in for the double cover. And get a look right here once again. Isley does a great job, always does a good job using his body. It's a good look on how to do this for those at home. Looks like Padilla at the end of the day probably comes in just a little bit too aggressive. And like you mentioned, Rob, a great opportunity to keep the ball in their attacking third and burn another 30, 45 seconds off the clock. You probably envision this between the two guys, Cam and Bijev. Play with the ball a little bit in the corner, try to kill off some more time. Hopefully get a throw, maybe a corner kick out of this.
Iwasa holding into the corner. Leaves it up. Partially deflected by Bajev. Ball through the middle. Good job from Jeremy Hall. Alemán, he's looking for goal. He's going to come back swarming white jerseys. Needed to get rid of it quicker. Now it's Aguilar and company on the break along that left side. Enriquez charging toward goal. He's going to dump it off to his left. Cross sent in. Still dangerous here for the Toros. Shannon Gomez again. Not done yet. Sacramento trying to hold on here. Reflected down low. Dangerous play. The Toros will give it a go and just missed it across the face of goal. And that may be it. One more opportunity coming from Ferran Dotko for this Toros side.
Yeah, that ball does not miss by much. You got Enriquez on the back post. The great opportunity to try to slash it across the face of the goal. And a corner kick conceded here. Probably the last kick of the game, Rob. This is where you really got to man up.
So Todd Wharton lofts it in. Back post, angling backward. Chance for the Toros, will lay it up again. Here's Enriquez trying to gain some space. Into the 18 he goes. Marked by Bajev, partially deflected, out of play. And another corner kick. It's been a minute plus time, and Simon Elliott is screaming for an explanation.
This is a minute plus right now. You got two guys, short corner here.
Here's Padilla. He's going to launch one in. Back post. Jeremy Hall gets ahead to it. Cohen's got to come up. Still dangerous. Not batted around. Here's it goes, and the whistle has blown. And that will finally do it. Sacramento by the edge.
Skin of their teeth.
Oh, barely get by. And the Republic hang on to win 2-1. Was that nerve-wracking or what?
I don't know. Can I breathe yet? Is it over? Great finish for Sacramento. I think they showed a lot of gumption and a lot of fight here. Great 3 points.
So they get 3 points. We'll have your full-time highlights and more coming up next.
So from the two trucks over here, I want you to pick a new truck for your mom or dad, knowing that they could possibly pass it down to you one day.
Cool.
But before you decide, you should know that Chevy Silverados are the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road, which means that Ford F-150s are not. Which truck would you pick?
The Chevy.
The Chevy.
The Chevy.
There you go. Boom.
That was obvious. And plus it looks cooler.
No doubt about it. Now they know what to get me.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your home bake an XL NY pizza topped with giant pepperoni and ground sausage on an extra large foldable New York style crust. Just $8. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
The difference between possible and impossible? It's a person who believes they can, surrounded and supported by others, by us, who believe it too. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Hey, it's Vince Bloom, and it's time for the $4 million used car sell-off at the Lasher Used Car Supercenter. With so many trade-ins, I've got over 250 cars, trucks, and SUVs that must be sold this week or sent to the wholesale auction. Starting as low as $77.77. 180 vehicles under 30 grand, 110 under 20 grand, and 15 under 10 grand. Over 3,000 new and used cars are available at Lasher.
The right car, right now.
The used car auto mall inside the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at lasherauto.com.
Yeah, it was a good team. They came out and
What a match here at Papa Murphy's Park tonight as the Sacramento Republic smacked in the face to start this thing off and clawed their way back. Let's take a look at how it happened. First half highlight or full-time highlights brought to you by NorCal Honda. And let's take a look at where we begin. And here, 30 seconds in, Kevin. Never the way you want to start a match.
Absolutely not. Just catch Sacramento sleeping. Don't think they were out for this match completely, but a great ball in behind and a good little cheeky finish from Carlos Small right around Josh Cohen into that back post. Love it, a little outside of the right foot, little flick. And Sacramento really put themselves in a tough situation early here tonight. But
and then the Republic will continue to see this assault coming, and Pereira would give it a good go.
Yeah, great strike here with the left foot. Sacramento's got to press and step on that to prevent that shot. But when you have a goalkeeper behind you like Josh Cohen coming up making big athletic saves like that, makes things a lot easier in your life. And then the final real chance, I think, for RGV in the second half, for Carlos Small, just weight room in Jeremy Hall, probably a foul. And then a great save once again down to his right, Josh Cohen, and coming up and covering the ball.
As Jesus Enriquez, who had a couple of good looks tonight. What another fantastic save by Cohen. Two bigger. That was the second of the night. And then Sacramento, it felt like this had a chance. Tainter saved the play, but Jeff just somehow couldn't slip it through. Give credit to Tyler Derrick, who had a nice kick save.
Yeah, Tyler Derrick making himself big, keeping this thing 1-0.
And then here we go. This would be that set piece ball. Lofted in. Iwasa making a great run that back post and headed in for his Republic all-time leading goal. 27 in his career. He takes sole possession of that. And then right back 7 minutes later in the 68th minute, Aliman to find Jeremy Hall.
Yeah, I think Tyler Derrick's got to do better. I'll say it again, time and time again. You find target, good things happen. And Jeremy Hall does a great job. Does exactly what you want to do in that situation. Nods it down to the ground to the far post for the goal.
Take a look at match stats brought to you by Sacramento State. 2 goals to 1. That's the only one that really matters. We talked about it. The Republic settled down. The possession still remained in their favor, but more importantly, they were much crisper in that second half play, and it made all the difference.
All the difference. I think they came out and really, you know, we haven't seen that from Sacramento this year, to come out from the second half as a new team with some new energy, which they did tonight. And it's really cool to see these guys, you know, the fight they have in them, the ability to continue to press and to work regardless of what faults happen early in these games.
Take a look at our man of the match, brought to you by Papa Murphy's and Cameron Owasa, 11th goal on the year. And the momentum was already changing, but this was that moment that you felt Sacramento not only was going to get a draw, they were likely maybe going to get a win here tonight.
It's a wonderful header across the face, too. Does a great job. Has got some contact, or a lot of contact, on the mark. Was able to get himself in front of that defender and just nods it to the far post in front of Tyler Derrick.
Take a look at our zoom image of the match. Good one by Bianca. Another solid performance by number 20 for this club. Let's take a look at our Western Conference standings. As Sacramento continuing to flirt between 2 and 5 throughout these last few years with a roller coaster. Right now, sole possession of third place as Orange County picked up the victory over Phoenix tonight. So it goes Real Monarchs, Orange County, Sacramento, Phoenix. But between those 4 teams, and you add Reno in the mix, I think any 5 of those could win the West this year.
Yeah, win the West, and then ultimately what you need to be in the top 4 when playoffs come. And Sacramento's got a really good opportunity, but they have to start picking up points, and mistakes are going to be absolutely costly.
Let's take a look at what's coming up for the Sacramento Republic. As on Wednesday, they will head to St. Louis, but they'll be without Bianca, who picked up his 5th yellow card, so he'll serve a 1-game suspension. They had a draw here the last time these two sides met. See if they can get back on track and beat a team that's right now outside of the playoff picture. And so that's coming up. And then again, Saturday, a couple more matches here in August to continue on this busy schedule for August and September. I want to thank everyone for tuning in here tonight. Thank everyone behind the scenes for making this happen. For my partner, Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. Have a great night. The Republic win 2-1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.